Hi there, back again. Me and my little grungy envelope journal. And I got to thinking that I'm going to need, even though I have some places in here to write on, to actually write, because after all it is a journal, although it's mostly just an art journal to put different fun things in. Sometime or other, there may be a time when it might want to be written on or in. So I decided I would make some pages to do that on, and so I made a little contraption here that's like a little fold out. And I know there's tons and tons and tons of gals out there that make these, and mine is probably not even close to being, if there is such a term as correct. I don't really think there is. I mean, I think you can make things however you see fit. So but this is definitely, I guess what I'm trying to get at is it's not sophisticated at all, or in any way, shape, or form. It's just folded up, basically folded up piece of paper, torn on one side. It's straight on the other side. It's a piece of my coffee dyed paper. Let's see, and I'm just kind of inking the edges of it a little bit. I've put a couple of pieces of my, like this had a tear right here on the little flap, and so I put a piece of my freezer tape on there. You've been following me for a while. I've talked about the freezer tape before. You usually can find it in the grocery, actually, on the place where they have the canning equipment, and if they do carry any canning type equipment or anything like that, or in the section where they have freezer bags and things. Normally that's where you can find the freezer tape. The reason I like the freezer tape is because of the color of it, for one thing. It's got a kind of a grungy color to it. Where's my roll? I'll show you here. It's got kind of a grungy color to it already. It is sticky, so it does, I mean, it's not like washi tape. It's paper tape, but it really has an adhesive on it. It's meant to be put on packages and things that you put into the freezer. So it's meant to, it has to, in other words, stick after there's dampness and moisture that maybe would accumulate in a freezer. So that's one of the reasons, why I like it. The other reason, or a couple of the reasons why I like it, another reason I should say, is because it you can write on it. So once you stick it down, it's stuck, and you can write on it. So this is going to get glued here. Just this little flappy. And like I said, this might be a crazy way of doing this, but I had a piece of paper in my hand and a piece of my coffee dyed paper, and I started folding, and that's what came out. about how I do everything. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to stick this down toward the bottom like this. Oh, come on. Stick. There we go. And it just lays in there like that. And this little journal is getting to be pretty chubby. No comment. Anyway, it's getting to be pretty chubby. So, I don't know where we're going to go from here, but so it can be written on, if you see it folds down this way, it can be written on the back here. All on the back, and I should, I guess, ink that right there, even though it is folded in the other way. It just looks funny not being inked. And although this paper was really crackly and crunchy and everything, it seemed like it had enough substance to it yet to be, you know, to be done, something like this done to it. And then it just folds up like that, and it's in your book for writing on. I may and also you can lift it up this way and just write on it this way as well. So you get both sides to write on. I don't know, I may just put a little paper clip or something on here to hold it shut, closed. See, if I would have thought of that ahead of time, I would have had one of those really nice things that the other girls do. Really ingenious little things that they have to do this with, or to make something like this, I should say. Okay. So here's a little butterfly. I was trying to determine if I wanted to put just something on the front here on this part, so that, you know, you can pick it up and still have quite a bit of room to write on. I don't know if I want that butterfly or this is a little chipboard thing I found, and it's really cute, except I don't know, it's kind of heavy also. But that might help it lay flat in the book, mightn't it? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. So, so here's another one. And I'm going to ink up the edges of that, which I know is stupendously boring, so I'm going to just probably fast forward through it. Okay, you saw where I put a little piece of the freezer tape on the flap of it here, because it was torn. And now on the other one, for some reason I made a flap down here to glue it down with, but I'm not even going to do that on this one. Come on, tacky glue, there we go. I'm just going to put a nice bit of glue across the bottom here. And just stick it down. And once that is stuck really well, you'll just be able to do the same thing. Just lift it up right on all of this if you so desire. I haven't decided if this is going to stay with me or actually be given away or whatever. I tear down just ever so slightly on the edges of it. You can see what I'm doing here, if I can do it again. Watch, I won't be able to do it again now. Sometimes my fingers work and sometimes they don't. There, they don't. Let's try it again. Just tear the merest little edge and get a hold of it. Oh, let's try it this way. Just tear the merest little edge down so that it doesn't have a straight edge on it. There we go. I know that probably seems like an awful lot of work, but I don't like straight edges. All for a little piece of tape, huh? But as I said, I do not like straight edges. I like this, so I'm going to cut this end off. Because I liked how that looks right there. I know I'm strange. Wouldn't be the first time I've heard that. And I kind of decided that I might put lace across the top of these little places. Like something like that. Matter of fact, I think I like that piece for this one. So I'll go ahead and put that down, and then I'm going to tell you good evening for this time. So the videos don't go too long, and this way I can kind of catch a hold of the lace and like that, instead of grabbing just the piece of paper all the time. So until I visit with you next time, folks, God bless you. Bye-bye.